I first played Stardeus Alpha all the way back in 2021, and back then I called it RimWorld on a spaceship. And now 4 years later, as another huge update released today, I'm still calling it that. But it has evolved so much since those early days, and it's now a lot more than just another RimWorld clone with a twist. So I'm collaborating with Paradox Arc to give you an idea what to expect from Stardeus. In this video, I'll be rebuilding a twisted floating wreck into a spaceship capable of flight and space exploration, and as a side goal, I'll try to keep my squishy humans alive. So we're starting our journey in the region called Chewing Hung. Our ship is gonna be called Embarking Exodus, and it's gonna be remains of a Sterner class ship. The difficulty is gonna be unbalanced. And here is our initial crew. We got a robot, a drone, and some carrier drones. And then we have 2 humans. We got Texan MD, who's a female human, a cat entertainer, janitor, and scout camp manager. And then we have Manders, who is a male human. He's got experience being a monk, which is interesting. Of course, he's gotta be a vegan and a slow pooper. Last but not the least, there's Murphy, our pig. Now, let's embark. So my main focus is on restoring the ship's flight capabilities and securing more resources. And as you can see, we have a lot of ruined chunks just floating around. This right here is our main computer. That bad boy is gonna keep us running. We do have one tiny section of the ship that still has oxygen and some positive temperature. So we're gonna have to keep this one rolling for as long as possible. You can see we also have a bunch of corpses just lying around. We're gonna have to take care of that. And out here in the cold vacuum of space, we have a couple of stasis arrays. We're gonna have to connect those to the ship. Yes, why? Well, there's a couple of hundred colonists in there. If they jump out, they're gonna die. So first things first, we're gonna build this power grid over here. And since there is a lot to research, I'm also gonna build a basic data harvester over here so we can start doing some research. Now this section is connected to the ship computer, and since we're gonna soon need more power, I'm gonna grab some of these abandoned solar panels. I'm gonna relocate them somewhere more appropriate. Now in the basic data harvester, I'm gonna start producing the basic dataoids, which we can make out of steel plate and gears. We're gonna need these for research. I'm also gonna be building a couple of charge stations, and I'm gonna bring a small table over, so my colonists will have a place to chill. Now that we are actually producing basic dataoids, which we can use for research, I'm gonna need to build a dataoid loader. There we go, it has been built. The first thing I'm gonna research is a winch, and then we're gonna unlock assembly so we can start producing more items. Now while we're researching and working on everything else, I'm gonna also streamline the size of our ship. I want to keep the oxygen levels in here stable, and I wanted to provide beds for my humans. We're also gonna need some storage. Next, we also want to build a crafting station, and after deconstructing a bunch of this part of the ship, I'm gonna try to use this winch to reel in this part of the ship. Okay, this worked nicely so far. Just need to get it a bit closer. So we just need one more tiny tug, and this is going to now be connected. That means I can then connect the stasis arrays over to electricity grid. I'm also gonna unlock this biochemical extraction research, so I can then build a nutrient extractor. Now at our new crafting station, we're gonna start assembling gears. I will say we probably need around 45. Now that we have our nutrient extractor, we can throw our dead bodies in here, and as you can see, it's slowly processing human. Yes, we are instantly turning into space cannibals. Now we have a bunch of leather, protein, and stem cells with water over here. Good thing we got lots of dead humans around still, so we're gonna dispose of them all. And of course, we do want to dispose of all the dead crawlers as well. Next, I'm gonna unlock heating, because let's be real, the temperatures in here are not the greatest. At this point, my ship was starting to resemble less of a wreck and more of an actual ship, but with all those stasis pods still exposed to the cold vacuum of the space, my main priority was to slowly pressurize the back of my ship, repair all the damaged sections, stations and add some heating and oxygen production, so when my humans pop out of the stasis, they won't instantly turn into a popsicle. I'm also continuing to slowly destroy the parts of the ships that I don't feel like we're gonna need. And so we don't need to go too far out, I can just bring some of these closer. Eventually this is once again gonna look like a ship. Next we need to research food production. So next I'm gonna build a cooking station. And now we can turn all those proteins we got from the dead colonists into some survival meals. Oh, look at that, Texan MD is already cooking some new, fresh, cannibalism fueled survival meals. Oh, Texan and Murphy are fighting? Why are you fighting a pig, Texan? Well, Texan apparently wanted to have some fun, so beating up a pig? Well, I guess that's the way to do it. They are both bleeding now. Murphy just went to sleep and Texan is, I assume, also going to sleep? His torso got bruised a bit. He's slashed. And his head is also slashed. As he sleeps here, he is slowly healing up. I mean, the wounds are just mild, so hopefully that's gonna be fine eventually. I guess it was to be expected that fights between animals and pigs, well, they are happening. Now in this small area where there is almost no oxygen and it's minus 219 degrees, I'm gonna build a shower and a toilet. And now for some reason, they're complaining it's too cold to take a shit here. Oh, now apparently somebody's gonna be awakening from our stasis chambers into probably a very cold environment. So maybe let's get Princess Rex Luna, who used to be a test subject and a slave, so why not? She's got an injured foot, and since it's minus 240 degrees in here, I'm gonna see if I can save her. She's running, get her. There you go, she's over here to safety. And she didn't even freeze to death, you'll love to see that. I have a slight problem, I need more transistors. And I'm not sure if I can get any. Maybe if I destroy some of these charge stations, I can get some back. We did get at least one over here. Oh yeah, that was just enough so we can build this extra disk module, which means I can then unlock electronics so we'll be able to make our own transistors. So let's make up to 10. And hey, look at that, our ship is now actually almost looking like a ship. It just needs some more repairs, and I need to research bridge so we can then start flying. Also, the temperatures in our toilet are now down to minus 11, which is perfect apparently for taking a shower. So let's unlock bridge next, and I'm gonna build the bridge controls right here. There you go. This ship is now ready to fly, I guess. Although how are we gonna fly with just one thruster? I'm not quite sure. I'm guessing we're gonna need some more. Let's make sure first that this area is also safe. So I built a couple of mini heaters in here. Next, we need to research oxygen production. Also, since there's a derelict ship in the distance, apparently I can try to approach it. Hey, that was easy enough. We're gonna have some resources here. Oh, and my drones are flying over. This is a long flight. Looks like they are gonna be picking up a bunch of the stuff we have here. And I can probably also steal this part storage and have them bring it over. Now I wonder if I can use the shuttle to explore around here. I'm gonna add 2 drones to this, and we're gonna allow them to go. Oh, looks like they are going somewhere. Where are they going? I have no idea. Oh wait, I can see them in the background, and I can see them on the map. Looks like they're gonna go explore this unknown area. It looks like they're gonna be mining some titanium for me over there. So I guess that's going well for them. And now I can finally unlock oxygen production. And I'll be building a mini oxygen pump in here and one in this section. Oh, it is starting to slowly pump oxygen. Actually, I'm gonna relocate this bad boy because I'm realizing that this is open for a reason. Our ship computer is producing a lot of heat, so it needs cooling down as well. So actually trying to oxygenate this area, probably very stupid. But up here, it's gonna get soon much better. At this point, my ship was pressurized, we had breathable and warm atmosphere in all major sections of the ship, and with the bridge built, it was almost ready to enter hyperspace. Alas, let's be honest, it was still an ugly duckling. But with a bit of elbow grease and a lot of imagination, you'll be able to build pretty much anything your heart desires in Stardeus. But for me and my humans, it was baby steps for now. So we got some titanium back from that expedition, but before we're gonna do anything else, I'm gonna connect these two parts together of the broken ship. Then I'm just gonna build a floor extension down here. I'm not sure if it's gonna be long enough like this, but basically I want to move these two pieces together closer. We need to extend a bit further still. Also, I'm gonna start producing some new tech datoids. We're gonna need these for more advanced research, and with that we can unlock propulsion so we can get some thrusters. This winch now actually reaches over here, so we can try reeling this area in. Oh, here it comes. Let's go, here it comes. Next I'm gonna unlock disassembly and bring this piece of machinery even closer. I'm gonna steal their steel wardrobe. My humans can use that, and maybe I'll grab a table as well. The rest can be stripped down for parts. Oh, and now that we do have this assembler, we can go and we can dismantle these old broken robots, and we're getting some pieces like copper wire and some microchips that we can then store for future use. The next thing we need to do is get some fun to my colonists, so treadmill is gonna be a start. Maybe I'm gonna drop it into this room right here. They can warm it up a bit from the minus 130 degrees by running in spots. Apparently that is too cold, but we are getting the temperature leaking through these doors anyway. Holy fuck! The piggy is the one running! Oh, that is amazing. This part of the ship is soon gonna be completely ripped apart. That gives us a lot of steel plate which we can use for fuel. And just like that, everything is gone. You could say job well done. But now there isn't that much available in this sector anymore. So next we want to travel the region, and then eventually the universe as well. But before we go any further, I'm gonna unlock solar panels. And then the next thing we want to do is grab fusion propulsion. I'm gonna build a couple extra solar panels here. So now our electricity production is slowly starting to look a bit better. Now all we need to do is wait for more research items. Oh, but we also get some new humans. Eve Patton, who used to be a cage fighter and a terrorist, of course a slow pooper as well, seems like a great addition. She's good at shooting, research, repairs, melee. Yeah, we're gonna take her. Eve, get yourself healed up. Her torso is slightly injured, and since the atmosphere in here is actually pretty decent, she's gonna be fine. There we go, we can unlock fusion propulsion, which means I can now build a fusion drive. There you go, it's slowly getting built, and Kerno is fueling it up. And now we do have one available jump, so we can enter hyperspace. There you go, now we are actually flying. You'll love to see it. Now that we're in hyperspace, I can actually move from one region to another. So for now, let's fly to Erasmus. Now I'm gonna exit the hyperspace so we can explore around. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's much to see here in Erasmus. It's just a star with no planets. Now to find other people, spaceships and spaceports, I'm gonna unlock communications. Since we were just floating around a star, the area got actually pretty hot in here, so I'm gonna be moving again. And I'm gonna move to Avaji sector, which seems to have a space station nearby, so we're gonna travel there. Since we are flying local, all we need is this one thruster, and slowly but surely we're gonna make our way there. Oh, I can see it in the distance. We are getting there. We have indeed arrived, but we can't quite trade yet. I need to unlock the trade portal first and build it somewhere. And now I can actually trade with the space station. Not that I'm actually quite sure what I should be buying, but since I noticed that our water reserves are going down, I'm gonna buy the 6 they have. I'm also gonna buy their 1 fusion cell and their microchips, and I'm gonna sell them my tracksuits, plus some robotic parts. And maybe I'll buy the energy efficiency upgrade. Yeah, why not? I'm gonna be paying them almost 2k for all of this. Let's do it. And there's the good stuff that we got out of this. Let's go. I'm gonna upgrade our basic data harvester with that energy efficiency upgrade. So now it consumes a bit less power. Yeah, totally worth it. Looks like we are also out of copper wire, so we're gonna need to start assembling that. We need those to make tag datoids. And I'm gonna need to unlock smelting so I can make some of these things that I need to then turn into other things. Because we do need copper plates to make copper wire, and we only have a finite amount of those. At the same time, I'm also gonna explore this region where we're at right now. Maybe we can mine some copper and such around here. There we go. I can now unlock this, which means I can now build a furnace. Let's send Stick Nomad and Colonel out there. Looks like they're going for this unknown area. Oh, and they're trying to communicate with me. They have found unknown. You know what? Sure, recover it. What is this unknown that you have brought me? I found bread? 34 bread? Actually, that's not so bad. Now, the only thing right now I can produce in this furnace is titanium plates, which we don't really need. I would need copper plates right now, but we do not have copper, which means we're going back to hyperspace. Whoa, and as we jumped in here, we lost a lot of power. Is it because I turned this on? We do have a bad electricity deficit, so let's quickly drop out of hyperspace and let's see if we can fix our issues. I'm gonna go explore this area. Hopefully we can find something useful. In the meantime, I'm gonna build a couple more solar panels. It looks like we have found titanium over there again, which is really not what we need. So I'm gonna recall this expedition. One of my connectors just malfunctioned. Please repair this. It's not like we do not have enough electricity issues as it is. Oh, short circuit. Now we have firing going in here. Great. Let's hope my robots and people can fix this without me having to vent this area into outer space. That'd be great. I think we got this. Our survival meals are on fire. Oh no. Run, Manders. What's the temperature in here? Oh, 66 degrees. All right. Down to... Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Nothing bad happened at all. Not at all. I just need to reconnect all of these and we're gonna be fine. Crisis averted? I think so. And hopefully we're gonna start producing a bit more power. Yeah, at this point the cracks in my design were starting to show. I definitely didn't have enough power to keep everything operational while in hyperspace, which meant my humans were in danger of severe hypoxia and hypothermia. The solution was of course locked behind more research, but I was only able to unlock important pieces of the puzzle that was safe spaceflight very slowly, so the fate of my humans remained teetering on the edge. Now let's continue with researching reactor efficiency, which is gonna allow me to build new datoids. I just want one for now. And with those new energy datoids, I can now unlock radar, which means I can now build a radar somewhere down here. That's gonna spike our power consumption once again. Right now, I'm gonna see if I can find some iron with it. It's gonna take a while to do it. And hopefully we're not gonna lose all the power in between. Oh, it found iron on Chewing Hung Sava. That is right there, not that far away. Now let's see if you can find me a space station. Well, we're gonna jump over here to Bernardus next. Let's quickly leave hyperspace because that completely drains all of our power. And let's see what we have. We have some rock resources. There's more rock there. Phasium. And more rock over there. And apparently we do have an unidentified object somewhere on the ship. What is that? Whoa, that thing is hatching. I cannot imagine an alien egg hatching on my ship could be a good thing, but for the sake of this, I'm gonna let it hatch. I mean, what could possibly go wrong? Oh, we have found a space station nearby. That's good. It is not that close, but hey, that's fine. We do have 5 fusion cells, so if I jump to Sawa to get that iron, we can still make it back there and possibly buy some more. I also want to see if I can find the hyperjump relay, while my shuttle goes and mines these asteroids for rocks. Oh, we have found a hyperjump relay. Alright, it's past this space station, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab iron from there and then we're gonna go roughly in this direction to the hyperjump relay. So let's recall our expedition. Let's bring in these rocks that Hadley is hauling in. Then let's quickly pop into hyperspace. And let's jump into Sawa. Oh! Our fusion drive has failed. The fuel exploded and blew the engine up. Well, that's slightly unfortunate. Luckily, nobody died, but we do have a lot of repairs that we need to do over here. Slightly unfortunate, but it is what it is. Hopefully we do have enough resources to actually rebuild the fusion drive. In the meantime, I am gonna send my shuttle to mine the iron deposits. Actually, maybe I won't, because apparently my stick nomad is injured from that explosion. But hey, he's gonna be repaired right about now. Now he can go out there. He's roughly mining 22 iron per day, so we're gonna stay here for a while. Also, let's see what we have hatched here. Wait, we hatched a cat? And we already named her Lucy. That's amazing. Who would have thought that a cat can come out of an alien egg? In the meantime, Eve Passion has went completely insane. Apparently she's just gonna be running around looking at void, which is understandable. Oh, my scanning also found some copper, but it actually found it in a different region of the universe, not even the region I'm in. So yeah, we definitely need to make it over here to the hyperjump relay and pop throughout that. But luckily, my particle collector is now working and is gonna get us some copper. Look at that, a whole 1 copper. Amazing. We can smelt that 1 copper into some copper plate. Look at that! We got some copper plate. You'll love to see it. Alright, 65 out of 100. I think that's good enough. I'm gonna call my expedition back now. That should be a decent amount of iron he brought back, which means we can smelt some steel plates right here, which should now finish our quest for smelting. There you go. So the last quest we have is to visit another space region. I'm gonna work on that right now. So let's jump into hyperspace and hope our electricity doesn't go to shit. And we're gonna fly back to Bernardus. Then we're gonna go up here to Zero Tongil. Well, we got a storage capsule flying from the sky as we moved here into Zero Tongil. See what we got in here. Platinum ingot. I'm not sure what we can use that for, but I guess that's good. Then we can just disassemble the storage capsule. Thank you from the gift from above. Oh, my colonist is injured apparently. Brain? Oh, hypoxia. Where were you while we were jumping, Manders? The temperature and oxygen levels should be just fine in here, so maybe he was stuck in the computer room? Well, hopefully he can heal up. Well, we go back into hyperspace and over to Roskowski. There are actual 3 stations here. That's amazing. I'm gonna travel to Atropos first. I will see what these guys have. Can I actually trade with both of the stations at the same time since they're so close? Now let's trade with Atropos. They have a bunch of body parts and they do have some fusion cells. Let's go. I also grabbed their water and copper wire. There isn't much I can sell to them, so I'll just trade 2k of my money to them. And then we're gonna move to Stabin Station next. Let's see what these guys have. Pretty much the same stuff, so I'll just buy some fusion cells. And maybe I'll grab some of these efficiency upgrades, although they are very expensive. I can upgrade this reactor to produce more power. Or not to produce more power, but to be more efficient, I guess. And then I'm gonna upgrade the crafting station to consume less power. Now, onwards to the last of the stations. I'll buy the copper wire from these guys. And yes, I'll buy their fusion cells. They also have some copper, so let's grab that. And since that's gonna be almost all of our money gone, let's finish it here. But that way we again have a bunch of fusion cells we can use for traveling. But first, I wanted to build an airlock which I finally unlocked. I have enough of our atmosphere leaking outside. Hopefully that will help a bit. Now, let's go back to hyperspace. Oh, Manders went insane while we were in hyperspace. That's not good. So let's make that jump to Wasserman quickly. Apparently we have detected a life form. So there's alien life out here somewhere. Our energy consumption while we jump into hyperspace really goes into the crazy mode. And I'm not sure we can do much right now besides building a bunch more matter reactors or solar panels. Also, why do we have artillery fungus growing in our ship? Apparently it's mimicking a bioweapon capable of covering entire areas over time. You know what? I'm gonna dispose of this. Oh, but first, apparently, we're getting a new human. I mean, Trinity's name is the Jesus, so I'm gonna go with the Jesus. Welcome to the squad, Trinity. Go fix your human hand. So now that we are at the hyperjump relay, we can actually jump through this, I believe without even using fusion cells. And since we do have warning for those life forms detected around here, maybe we should go and jump. And we're gonna jump up here to Neoptolemus so we can get that copper. So now that we had access to the hyperspace relay, the whole vast universe of mystery lay on the palm of our human appendages. Naturally, we weren't yet ready to tackle some of the more dangerous regions out there, but we made a significant progress since the early days of living on a rack. We are now in the Slough region, and Table Mountain is where the copper is around here. There are also possible 2 resource deposits in this region, which means we're definitely gonna go on an exploration mission. Also, why do we have more of these artillery fungi growing around everywhere? Let it be known, I'm not a fan. Looks like we have found some phasium on this asteroid over here. Do I know what we do with phasium? No, I have no idea. So I think I'm gonna recall this expedition. Oh, and apparently we have fire going over here, because Texan MD set himself on fire trying to construct a new disk module. Just a bit of burn on a hand and a foot, yeah, that's fine. But there is another asteroid we can explore, so let's go do that. In the meantime, I'm gonna unlock more research. And while we are not traveling, I'm gonna turn off my furnace so we can start producing some steel plates and copper plates, because we do have some copper. And looks like on the other asteroid we have found some quartz. I'm also gonna have to relocate my furnace, because when it's running it's producing quite a lot of heat, and temperatures are going ham over here, so I'm gonna move it into this area. Also, I'm gonna try to find some nearby space stations here and hope that Eve Patton, who is once again roaming around aimlessly, is not gonna get herself killed. She does have some hypoxia issues. Hopefully she does not go into this area, because the oxygen levels in there are, well, not so great. Really what we need is more space helmets. Now, let's unlock a research station as well. I'm gonna build it up here. Also, apparently we have found a space station and a spaceport on Epsilon Rampazi, which is not that far away. Next, I'm gonna unlock a planter, which means I can now make phytodatoids. And right now I just need 1 for my next research, which is vegetarian food, so we'll be able to make some bread and such. Although we should probably unlock cold storage first, so we can build a refrigerator. Having one of those next to the kitchen sounds like a great idea. And maybe we can finally store our bread and grain and plant fiber we just have lying around. And all the stem cells and protein we got from those weird humans. Now, let's recall our expedition who was mining quartz. And let's hyperjump around. I'm gonna go to Table Mountain first, because I do wanna access that copper deposit. And Stick Nomad is gonna go do just that. In the meantime, I'm gonna research kitchen storage next. And I'm gonna build pantry in here. That's where the grain goes. Now, before we go for that bread that I said that we're gonna go for, we need to unlock material processing so we can unlock grinder where I can actually make flour first. Yes, as you can imagine, this is a whole process. I'm also gonna plop down yet another matter reactor, because power is our ever-present issue. So yeah, let's burn more steel plates and get more of that power going. Then let's unlock material processing, which is where I get that grinder. And this bad boy is very big as well. It does not say it produces heat, so I'm gonna build it right here. And there we go, we have 19 grain, which means we can now start producing flour from it. There it is, our first flour has popped out, which means I can now unlock vegetarian food. And we could make bread over here, but since water is not that high on our list, I would rather keep it, because we do need it for oxygen pumps, and I feel like oxygen is a bit more important than bread right now. But it's good that we have flour available for when we can make more bread. Next, I'm gonna unlock batteries. Hopefully having some more batteries is gonna make it easier for us to survive those hyperspace jumps. Would be nice not running out of power completely every time we jump, right? Whoa, space diarrhea. I have detected the presence of unknown alien bacteria on board. I'm guessing the space diarrhea right now is not a good thing. But hey, at least we have a toilet, right? So Lucy, our cat's got the issues with the space diarrhea, but that seems to be the only one right now. Let's just hope our humans cannot catch space diarrhea from our cats, but let's be real, you never know. Oh, looks like we can also produce copper over here from just basic rock. 6 rock is 1 copper, which is, to be honest, not really a great deal. But if we weren't mining copper right now, then we could have definitely done that. Also, Eve Patton now has space diarrhea. What did you do to that cat, Eve? Texan also has space diarrhea. That's great. Oh yeah, I see now. You're just sleeping with a cat in the bed, which, to be honest, I cannot blame you. That is just cozy, but I guess that's how you get space diarrhea. I'm gonna recall our expedition next since the shuttle is almost full. And Stick Nomad has rejoined us, and now we can just turn all that copper into some more copper plates and then copper wires, and that means more transistors. Which means we're gonna need some silicon wafers again, because transistors do use silicon wafers and copper wire. We can craft those in crafting station using silicon, and we do have a little bit of silicon. So yeah, let's go and assemble more of these. I also just noticed we can make our own fusion cells from that phasium that we mined around somewhere. Yeah, it was back here. Maybe we can mine some more over there. I think first we need to get rid of the space diarrhea that basically everybody has now. Both animals and all 5 people. So yeah, that's great. Maybe we should leave this region. Maybe this region is bad for us. Let's pop back to Slavo. And let's go mine some more of that phasium then. You can only mine 10 per day. But to be honest, for such a valuable resource, that is not so bad. And since we can assemble these fusion cells, let's start working on that. I'm gonna go for maybe just 5. Up to 5 is good enough. Also, I want to build more batteries and research bigger and better storage. Whoa! We got fire. We got fire again. One of the discs exploded. That's not very good. Can you get to those in the back? Oh, I don't think you can get to those in the back. I would say that's probably not very good. And we're gonna have to do some relocation. We're gonna have to repair all of this. Are we good? I think we are now good. I think I'm gonna need to move some of these as well, because I don't think they are reachable back here. Oh no, that one was reachable, but I don't think these are. That tells me soon, we're gonna be ready to make our ship bigger. And you know what? That can only be good, right? Although as we get bigger and bulkier, that means we're gonna have to spend more oxygen and more power to heat and oxygenate this area, of course. But eventually, we're just gonna grow bigger and better. Actually being able not to worry about imminent survival and be able to start thinking about ship expansion and beautification felt really good. Of course, if you take a look at the research tree, you'd realize we were still very early in our journey, but I was happy and confident my ship was now destined for greatness, and so were my squishy humans. I'm gonna start with unlocking advanced relocation, because that's gonna allow me to relocate these and move them in a way that it would stack more perfectly, I guess. I'm just gonna quickly move these 2 pods back down here, and then I'm gonna start moving these big boys over here. There we go. Now we have all of them nicely stacked up together in this corner. And look at that, our ship expansion has happened up here, and I'm gonna unlock glass structure so I can actually add some windows as well here. There we go, our new area is complete. Of course, it's kind of cold in there, oxygen levels are low, so we're gonna have to fix that still. So I'm gonna build a vent over there. I'm gonna see if using just that one is gonna be enough. Yeah, the oxygen levels are definitely going up decently fast. The temperature, not so fast. Maybe building a heater in here is not gonna be such a bad idea. Although I guess it kind of depends what we're gonna have in here. If it's just gonna be a giant storage unit, probably don't need the heat. One of my solar panels is on fire. I'm guessing that's not really gonna work outside in the vacuum of space. Well, definitely we need to repair it now. And to repair it, I need to call back my shuttle, because Stick Nomad is the only one really who can do this outside. But hey, he brought back a lot of phasium, so now we'll be able to build our own fusion cells for a while. And looks like we got some more new incoming humans. I think we're gonna grab this sex worker slash slave slash bouncer slash mall cop. Yeah, Jedediah, welcome. His stomach is injured, which is nothing new for our colony full of people who has diarrhea. Actually, you know what? Looks like the space diarrhea is now gone. Now, something I want to work towards are space helmets and space suits, so our humans would be able to walk freely around the ship. But first, we need to unlock weaving, and then we can unlock clothing. And while we are just working on all of this, I'm gonna just do a quick hyper jump, and we're gonna fly down here to Chanyikel, where there's a signal. Also, apparently there's a dust storm in this region, which is not good, and there's a signal coming from this one asteroid. So I'm gonna send 2 of my dudes to explore. Well, they found rock resources over here, but that's not really what I wanted. Let us travel to this signal. And while we travel, I'm gonna build that loom. Let's build it in the corner over here. So on this loom, we could now start making some uniforms. We need at least 3 uniforms right now because our people are not wearing anything. So I'm gonna make sure to weave enough that we'll have 1 for every person. Now we have arrived to this signal area. Let us respond to it. They want plant fiber for silicon wafers. Now all we have is 14 of that plant fiber, and I needed to weave these uniforms. So we're gonna have to unfortunately refuse this deal. Now also the game has been constantly telling me that we do not have a landing zone. We need open area where something could land. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a slight extension over here, and then I'm gonna move this bad boy right there, and the particle collector can go there as well. That way, hopefully, we have enough space if someone or something wants to land. Over here, they could potentially land. Maybe I'll even pop in a couple of lights. There we go, now it is not so bleak. Also, apparently, we can now unlock our spacesuits. And since everybody now finally has a uniform, let's see what we need for space helmets and space suits. It seems like we do have a decent amount of plastic and rubber, but we definitely need more carbon fiber, which we can weave out of carbon, which we have 52 of. So I'll tell them to make like 15 of that. And then we'll start making space helmets. I'll go just for 3 right now and make sure we have 3 spacesuits as well, so we have a matching amount for people. Because I would really like to avoid one person wearing a hat and the other wearing a suit and nobody being able to actually go outside into the vacuum of space. Also, next thing I want to do is unlock jukeboxes, so people are gonna get a bit happier. You also get karaoke machine, but let's ignore that for now. But yeah, jukebox right next to the table. Yeah, that's gonna be perfect. I do see that Manders have picked up a space helmet. He had the spacesuit before, so we now have 2 people who are full on equipped with spacesuits. Now, next thing I want to work on is advanced research. But first, we need to unlock the ability to get synthetic datoids, which means first we need to unlock recycling, and next is gonna be then oil processing. Look at that, Rags got herself a new spacesuit, and Trinity is finishing the 3rd helmet. Yeah, there you go, Rags got the other space helmet. So we have now 3 colonists capable of actually going out there. We won't have enough rubber and plastic to make these for everybody, but I think at least we can make 2 sets, maybe more. Now, while they're producing all of that, we're gonna do a quick extra hyper jump, and we're gonna go down here to Epsilon Rampazi, where there's a space station and a spaceport. I've never been to a spaceport, so we're gonna travel there. And so we can do this faster, I'm gonna build another thruster. Now, let us build that recycler we unlocked earlier. I cannot imagine it being in here is gonna be good for people who might be sleeping in this corner, especially as it's a machine that recycles biowaste. But hey, it's gonna allow us to produce some water. Yeah, our ship is starting to look pretty good actually, I think. Just needs some more beautification and it's gonna be perfect. Now we made it to the spaceports, which is owned by capitalists apparently. I could even sell parts of my ship here, but let's just trade to see what they've got. Not that we have much money. Maybe I can sell them like one of those platinum ingots we got, because they seem to be worth a lot. In exchange changed that for a shuttle drill upgrade, which means I can now upgrade the shuttle with this drill, and it means we're gonna get extra mining rate to mining expeditions. Looks like Trinity also put on space helmet and spacesuit, which is great. So Eve and Kit are the last ones without them. I have just enough to be able to make another set, just enough rubber. But unfortunately, these guys over here do not sell rubber, so I cannot buy it off of them. I could unlock research for it though. Yeah, let's grab this. I'm now also gonna buy these guys' carbon fiber, because I see that we need carbon to actually make our rubber. We also need petroleum, which these traders unfortunately do not have. So we're gonna need to find some crude oil to be able to make petroleum in the refinery. Or maybe this station over here has got something for sale. Let's trade with Viv Station. Well, these guys are just straight up selling space helmets, and they're selling them very cheap. And they also have some crude oil and some petroleum, and they even have some rubber. I'll trade another platinum ingot for that. So now we have a space helmet for everybody, and we just need a bit more rubber and a bit more plastic, and then we'll be able to make that last suit. And these guys have just enough plastic that I can buy off of them. While we wait for that last spacesuit, I'm gonna build us a refinery as well. And over here we could make biofuel out of plant fiber and soil, or petroleum out of the crude oil, which we bought 3, so I guess we'll make that. There it is, our first petroleum being produced. And it looks like we have created all the space helmets and space suits, which means all of my humans are now safe and no longer squishy. Every single one of them has a space helmet and a space suit. And with that, I think my job here is done. With my humans safe, I think I now showed you all the basics of what Stardeus has to offer. So let's leave the deeper stuff to the mystery, and it will be up to you to give it a try and explore. As I said, Stardeus hit a huge new update today on the 23rd of January. So check it out on Steam and give it a try. Thank you for watching.